Husbands, wives, I need your sincere answers to this question. I have never heard about any woman that wrote a will for her husband and kids. Or is it men's duty to die first? You see, I came across this question online, and trust me, I can relate very much based on my professional experience. Will I be right to say that men naturally have accepted to be responsible for their wives and children, to provide protection for them, to provide for the needs of their families in their lifetime, and also to make adequate arrangement for them after their death? Or it is just that many women naturally have a different perspective to these things. For example, thinking that their resources, money, and properties should be their exclusive right, or expect that their husbands would die before them, probably as head of the family, and that he should be able to make adequate provision for them to sustain after his death. It will shock you that there is another perspective to how some women perceive these things. From experience, I have seen women who are absolutely committed and trusting, who sincerely expect their husbands to put all the family properties in their husband's will. In fact, it shocked me how they don't and genuinely are not interested in keeping record of what they have in their own names, because they believe and trust the husband to handle all that concerns their family properties. Now, tell me, how do you expect such a woman to think of making a will? On the other hand, I have seen women who are divorced or single parents take deliberate steps at making sure they plan for and protect their children from external forces. Such women are always and very conscious of what the life of their children will be in the event that anything happens to them. Of course, I mean death or incapacitation. Apparently, it is in such situations that most women will begin to think and act like a man would do in his natural mindset. I mean, to provide and protect and preserve wealth for his family and his children. You see, I know from experience, particularly in our climate, as in Africa, and to zoom in, Nigeria, that men are more prone to planning their estate, like making a will or setting up a trust. Nevertheless, I encourage women to take the right steps to planning as well. Most times, women are subjected to deprivation and humiliation over properties when their husbands pass on, particularly without making a will. What this tells us is that women should be more interested in making sure they plan, as well as prevailing on their husbands to plan too. Please, do not look away from this matter because you do not want to think of death. Do you really think it is writing the will that draws death closer? No, ma. No, sir. According to Statista.com, men have a higher mortality rate than women. In Nigeria, for instance, 2021 mortality rate for women was 366.11 per 1,000 female adults, while mortality rate for men was 386.45 per 1,000 male adults, all between the ages of 16 to 60 years. It is also common belief that husbands die before their wives. According to Harvard Health, the average lifespan is about 5 years longer for women than men in the US, and about 7 years longer worldwide. According to Matthew Miner, on a global scale, 64% of husbands die before their wives. Now, here is something interesting for our Nigerian women and women across Africa. According to Will Suits Annual Report 2020, more wills are now written by women at 51.74% compared to 46.2% for men. As a woman, nothing stops you from making a will and bequeathing properties or money to your husband and children. Or are you one of such women that silently think their husbands will die first? But when the man is making a will and bequeathing properties to his wife, he doesn't feel strange about it. It is not really about the statistics, because no one can tell the hour death will come knocking. The truth is, I am sure everyone watching this video at some point in time has seen where a wife died before her husband and the husband had to take care of the children. Now, if you're not selfish and not seeing your personal interest in your marriage, it will be appropriate for you to keep an open mind and put the right planning in place for your family and loved ones. I know we all have different experiences, which will obviously affect our actions in life. Nonetheless, it is necessary to plan your estate according to your wishes. Do not leave anything to chance. You really cannot tell what will happen after you are gone. Remember, an unplanned estate is a potential chaos being nurtured today.